Here I want you to get some practice multiplying with fractions and then definitely reducing your answer to lowest terms. This first one, 3 times 7/4. Honestly, the key here is just in realizing that the 3 is in the numerator. So many people often write 3 over 1 just to remind themselves that the whole number 3 is multiplied by the 7 and not by the 4. So when you multiply 3 times 7/4 or 3 over 1 times 7/4, that is the same as or equal to 21/4, and that in this case can't be reduced any further. Now the next one, negative 120 times 11/3. Got a couple of options. Can think about this as negative 120 over 1 and then multiply negative 120 times 11. Or perhaps something that's a little bit more efficient is go ahead and think about reducing first. The funny thing or odd thing about multiplying fractions is that actually you want to reduce when you can before you actually perform the multiplication. It just tends to make things a little bit more efficient and a little bit cleaner. So you can divide away common factors of 3 out of the numerator and denominator here. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 120 divided by 3 is 40. I'm including the negative sign still there. And now it's pretty easy to multiply 40 times 11. That's negative 440. And 1 times 1 is 1. So your final answer there is negative 440. Just to understand why this is a little bit more efficient, if I started this problem again and said negative 120 times 11/3, negative 120 times 11 turns out to be negative 1,320. And if I think about 1 times 3, that obviously is 3. And then you have to do a little work to divide that fraction, negative 1,320, by 3, and you'll see that that turns out to be negative 440. So if you look at the work that's involved, if you reduce the fraction first, the values get smaller and easier to work with. If you perform the multiplication across the numerator and across the denominator first, the values get larger and a little bit more difficult to deal with. So the first approach that we showed there is what I would call a little bit more efficient. Both will get you obviously to the same place.